Today I'm going to show you how to shuck oysters. You're going to need an oyster knife with a nice sturdy handle and a very stiff blade. You're going to need a working surface that you can ding up a little bit and that can handle the moisture that comes out of the oysters. Of course you need oysters. You need a platter to put them on once they're shucked, and then you want to eat them with lemons and pepper. Actually, people eat them with horseradish and all kinds of Tabasco sauce, but I personally like pepper and lemon. And you're going to need a can to throw the shells into, the top half of the oyster shells into after you've shucked them. And then you also want to have a dish towel here to protect your hand when you're doing the shucking. So the first step is to get the oysters out of the bag. And you really want to keep that ice there because that's valuable when you put the shucked oysters onto the plate, because the ice keeps them cool, but it also keeps them from rocking and spilling the good juice that you have inside these oysters. So you're going to take this and dump that out and keep that ice. Don't let it get away from you. Okay, so there we go. We're ready to start shucking. So an oyster is it's like a clam. It's got two halves, and there's a hinge, and the hinge is right here, and that's what you want to attack with the oyster knife. So the oyster has a pointed end and a round end. The other thing about an oyster is it has a curved half and a flat half, and you want to have the flat half facing up because that way the juice will stay in the cupped half below. And the way to open them up is to attack the hinge. So what you do is use the towel here to grab the oyster. That way you protect your hand. And then the trick is to get the point of the knife into that hinge. So pointed end where the hinge is, cupped side down. Once you feel that you've got the point of the knife in the crack, then you want to drive it in deeper, as deep as you can go. Be careful not to slip and stab your hand. And then once you got it in deep enough, you can then rock it back and forth. And instead of breaking the shell, you'll just separate, you'll break the hinge. And then the top half is still held down by the meat of the oyster. So you're going to want to use the edge of the oyster knife to cut the meat and free the flat top half of the oyster shell. And then when you're done, you're going to want to throw the top half away, and then you nestle this in the ice so that it's flat. The ice keeps it cool, but it also helps to keep it level so that the juice in the oyster doesn't drain out. And then you just keep repeating this.
There it goes. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So that was a stab. So
that was a stab, and that's why you use the dish towel, so that if that happens, you stab the dish towel and not your other hand.
But when you say rock back and forth, you're really trying to unhinge it, so you're actually trying to rock it up and down as well, right?
No, I'm rotating it like this, not like this. So I take the knife, I'm firmly holding the oyster with this dish towel. I find the point between the two shells right here, where the hinge is, and then I drive the knife in as deep as I can go. And then I just rock it, I twist the knife.
Twist the knife, right, until...
And then that separates the hinge.
Right.
If what happens when you twist the knife is that the shell just breaks, it means you haven't driven the knife deep enough into the shell before you start your twisting motion. So when I eat oysters, I like to use lemon juice, and I just put it on each oyster, dribble it on. And sometimes they recoil a little bit because they're still alive when the lemon juice hits them. And you know they're fresh. So in this case, actually, we're able to use a single lemon half to do 18 oysters. And then I like to put a little bit of pepper on each one. I won't do them all. And you want to use an oyster fork, which is a utensil designed specifically for eating oysters. Mmm. Mmm. And then I like to slurp the juice. Yum.
Bon appetit!
How to Shuck Oysters, CB99 videos. Please subscribe.